What's good, y'all? It's your boy Buckeye 618. And as the NFL Combine has wrapped up, today I'm talking to you about a couple notable people who come from Ohio State who are going to be in the draft and hopefully have a great career moving forward. I'm talking about wide receiver Garrett Wilson, defensive tackle Haskell Garrett, offensive tackle Thayer Munford, wide receiver Chris Olave, tight end Jeremy Ruckert, offensive tackle Nicholas-PetitFrere, and defensive end Tyreek Smith. So first up, we got Garrett Wilson, who is a junior coming out of Ohio State, had a total of 143 receptions, 2,213 receiving yards, 46.3 yards reception, and 23 touchdowns. His biggest game was against Purdue this past year. He had 10 receptions, 126 yards, and 3 touchdowns. It was a 59-31 win in the shoe. And at the 2022 NFL Combine, he clocked a 4.38 40-yard dash, which is incredibly fast for any wide receiver, kind of in that 4.3, 4.4 range. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get looked at or scouted by a team in the NFL. A 36-inch vertical, 123 on the jump on the broad jump. I'm sure I'm not wording that correctly. I'm sure it's like more within that broad jump, but that's how I'm looking at it. 4.36 on the 20-yard shuttle, and he's a potential first-round pick coming out of Ohio State. Next, I have Haskell Garrett, who is a fifth-year senior coming out of Ohio State, having a total of 62 total tackles, 35 solo, 27 assisted, 7.5 sacks, 5.5 sacks his final year, which would be his fifth year. You know, and I would say it's notable for people to stay behind for that fifth year if maybe that fourth year didn't work out so well for them. Maybe they want to come back. They still got more to prove and want to help their draft stock and moving forward. And that's what our returning defensive end Zach Harrison is doing. He's returning for another year, even though he was a senior this past year, and he hopes to add more to that stat sheet so he can up his projection and his stock moving forward with his career. 2 forced fumbles, 1 interception for a touchdown, and 3 pass deflections. He had 2 total touchdowns, including a scoop and score against Minnesota. And at the combine, he clocked a 5.07 on the 40-yard dash, which is exceptionally fast for a defensive tackle, 24-inch vert, and potential maybe second or third day pick. Maybe that fourth or fifth round hidden gem defensive tackle that someone may get, pertaining to that. I want to say last year we had Tommy Togiai. He didn't exactly go like in the first, second round pick. He was, a later round draft pick, and now he's with the Cleveland Browns. And next, we have offensive tackle Thayer Munford, who is a senior coming out of Ohio State with a total of 46 games played, whilst at Ohio State started 33 games over the past 3 years, 45 of 50 of those games over the last 4 seasons. He was a 2018 honorable mention, All Big Ten, 2019 second team All Big Ten, and 2020 first team All Big Ten. So definitely helped his stock as he's progressed at Ohio State with the help of now departed Coach Stud Rawa, who's now just been a big help to Ohio State, but his career is going to move forward and just do great with other teams. And at the NFL Combine, he clocked a 5.39 on the 40-yard dash, which is, I'd say, pretty much exceptional for an offensive tackle. You want to be quick off the ball. You want to have that good first step in order to help seal off that defensive end and give your quarterback more time in the pocket. He had a 22-inch vert and a 104 broad jump. Probably potential first and second round pick due to teams needing that help in order to protect their quarterback at the offensive tackle. Next, we have smooth Chris Olave, who is a senior coming out of Ohio State with a total of 47 games played, 176 receptions, 2,711 receiving yards, 35 touchdowns, and 15.4 yards per catch. With 140 receiving yards and 2 reception touchdowns, which was his longest run, and I want to say his biggest game versus Minnesota this past year with a 61-yard touchdown, which was his longest play in his career. At the combine, he clocked a 4.39 on the 40-yard dash. I know at first it said 4.26, but that's usually the unofficial till they get the official one. Either way, it's still exceptional. 32-inch vert, 124 on the broad jump, and a potential first-round pick just like Garrett Wilson. Tight end, we have Jeremy Ruckert, who was a senior coming out of Ohio State. He's notable for kind of the Jumpman logo when he had that catch against Wisconsin in the Big Ten Championship in 2019. He had a total of 44 games played, 54 receptions, 615 reception yards, 12 touchdowns, 11.4 yards per catch, and 14 yards per game. His biggest game was versus Penn State with 57 reception yards and 30 reception yards and 2 receptions versus Indiana. And at the combine, he hit 19 reps on the bench press. He didn't run his 40 time or do anything else. It was mostly just his bench press. I'm not sure if he was injured or he just didn't want to do them. I know it's like kind of a choice on whether what you want to do in the combine, but I would say maybe do the 40 time to kind of help his stock a little bit. I say maybe he's a second or third day draft pick, maybe a third or fourth rounder, being a tight end. There are a lot of under the radar type tight ends, like maybe a Noah Fant, somewhere like around there, to help him be a part of a team that can help develop his career in the NFL. Offensive tackle Nicholas-PetitFrere was a redshirt junior coming out of Ohio State with a total of 22 games played. He won the starting right tackle job in the 2020 season, playing in all 14 games for the Big Ten 2019 champs. He's a 2018 OSU Scholar Athlete, 2019 OSU Scholar Athlete, and academic All Big Ten, which is great. He got to make big bucks in the league or in the office one day. 2020 second All Big Ten and OSU Scholar Athlete and academic All Big Ten. And it's kind of combined. He clocked a 5.14 in the 40-yard dash, which is exceptionally well for a big guy who has quick feet and violent hands. He had a 24.5-inch vert and a 103 in the broad jump, maybe a second or third round pick, kind of along with Thayer Mumford. And last but not least, we have defensive end Tyreke Smith, who was a senior come out of Ohio State with a total of 39 games played, 56 total tackles, 24 solo, 27 assists, 12 tackle for losses, 8 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 5 passes deflected. At the combine, he clocked a 4.8640, 34-inch vert, and 117 on the broad jump, maybe a potential second or third round pick. So all those people I need, a plethora of talent coming out of Columbus on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Can be huge help for whatever team picks them up. Tons of potential for everybody in order to have a luxurious career and to hopefully create generational wealth for those around them, including friends and family. A couple players may even return to coaching or just go into that graduate assistant in order to help out. And also, it's not all about the NFL. Understand that the NFL could stand for not for long, but at the same time, you never know what could happen. There's a lot of people who went undrafted or, late in the round picks and are now just doing great with what they're doing. I want to say that Seahawks defense that won the Super Bowl some years ago against the Broncos, a lot of those people were later round picks. And a lot of people don't really know that, but that defense has been stapled in the NFL history books as one of the most cutthroat defenses that we've ever seen. So today I'll talk to you about, the Buckeyes who were in the combine and now going to the NFL. It's been your boy Buckeye 618. I'll catch you on the flip side.